Indy Mogul.
They held seances in this house. People not only contacted the dead, but made things appear.
There's something in this house. Something evil. And it wants your son.
Seriously, another horror movie? But I guess even though this is the 6th horror movie to come out in just 3 months, we should give it a fair shake. So how does this movie differ from the other 6? Well, the hook here is that it's based on a true story. Years ago, the Snedeker family got the bad news that their eldest son had cancer. Wanting to be closer to the facility that was treating him, they moved into an old house, which just happened to be a former funeral home. Soon, the family began experiencing supernatural phenomenon. But instead of moving, they reached out to the Paranormal Society, calling infamous psychic investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren and, when that didn't work out, a priest. But is this true story true? Writer Ray Garton doesn't think so. Garton wrote a book about this haunting in Connecticut, assigned to this story because it involved Ed and Lorraine Warren, who'd investigated the Amityville horror case. When Garton noticed inconsistencies between the family story and the Warrens, he called up Ed Warren to straighten it out. Warren's solution? Relax, dude. Just make it up and make it scary. Not such great advice for a nonfiction writer, but crucial in the ultra-competitive Hollywood horror genre. Is there such a thing as a real ghost story? Do you believe in ghosts? I've never seen a ghost, but my mother has. Right after her grandmother died, she was at home alone getting ready for a date when she thought she heard her grandmother coming down the hallway. When she looked up, sure enough in the mirror, she saw her grandmother looking right at her. She ran out of the house and never told anyone. But years later, she found out that both her father and her aunt had also seen her grandmother's ghost and also never told anyone. Do you have a ghost story? If so, write it down below. And since we're both probably creeped out right now, I'm going to give you a few moments to shake it off.
This week on WePCTV.
You familiar with photosynth?
If we had photosynthesis, I could find my keys.
But we don't have photosynthesis because we're not plants.
This is only useful to me when I'm stalking my ex-boyfriend.
WePCTV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel. You dream it, ASUS builds it, Intel inside.
My name's Dan, and I see movies everywhere. You're watching Indy Mogul.
So this movie is based on a true ghost story. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
I do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because of him.
I've read a lot and heard a lot of weird stories, but I'm not always sure about the truth behind them. They could be manifestations of just psychic powers in the area.
I have a background of being African. I lived in Africa, and I heard some stories about my grandfather who passed away, and he haunted his house.
My father passed away about 3 years in April, and when I was in the apartment that I lived in before I moved down to Boston, after my father passed away, the day he died, I felt his presence in the house.
How is this movie? Does this also help you believe?
Yeah, it's really scary too. I think it's scarier than the other movies I've watched.
This is the 6th horror movie to come out this year so far. How does it compare to the other ones?
It's top of the line.
I seen Friday the 13th. I thought that was good. This one, nah. I had my hopes for this movie was very high. Wonk.
Few parts was suspenseful, but just not that. It didn't do it for me.
I like the old time scary that the way they're presented in this movie is actually real good.
You know, the old what's around the corner stuff.
Yeah.
It made me believe it was real. I was scared. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight.
Oh wow, that's pretty scary.
It was horrific. It was atmospheric. It had proper gothic atmosphere, and it had all the stuff that I expect from a horror flick.
I kind of Googled it before coming to see it anyway, the story, to see if it was true or what they had to say about it.
Oh, so I Googled it as well, and they left some stuff out of the movie.
They did.
I saw the true story, the documentary about it, some months back. I think that was more scarier than the movie.
Do you think they should say it's a true story if they're going to embellish, or do you think it doesn't matter?
They should say based on a true story. Then you can imagine, maybe it's not all 100% true. Maybe they throw in some stuff just for the hell of it.
Would you prefer that they include that, or do you like it the way it was?
Maybe if they included it, would have been a little better. I was a little disappointed.
I might as well go there once and actually see the real house.
My girlfriend, she was saying, because she's really a horror movie fan, she really want to see the house. I want to go see the house myself, too.
Are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm going to go see it.
What appeals to you about horror movies? Why do you like them so much?
They make me feel, they give me a good scare, and it makes outside life in the real world less scary somehow. I'm sort of immunizing myself against fear of the unknown.
What do you give it on a 1 to 10?
A 0.
8.
Probably a 10.
A 6.
Give it about a 7.
10.
The truth turned out to be a double-edged sword for The Haunting in Connecticut, dividing audiences, resulting in a score just under 7. And The Haunting in Connecticut is the focus of this week's one-sentence review challenge. If you've seen the movie, leave your 1 to 10 rating below, as well as a one-sentence review. The best one will be featured this Sunday on Movie Math. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and you've just gone beyond the trailer.